Good morning and welcome to all those residents who are watching via the Council's live stream. On Friday, the 9th of April 2021, we received the very sad news that His Royal Highness Sir Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, had passed away at the age of 99. The funeral service is scheduled to take place tomorrow, Saturday the 16th of April at 3 p.m, and will be preceded by our national minute silence. Members of Rochford District Council have therefore gathered this morning in honour of His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, and I will shortly be inviting group leaders or their representatives to say a few words before we take part in Rochford District Council's 2-minute silence. Prince Philip's contribution to our nation, serving loyally at the side of Her Majesty the Queen for more than 70 years, cannot be underestimated. In addition, the young people in our district have benefited significantly from participating in the Duke of Edinburgh's award scheme for a number of years, a scheme founded by him, which has enabled many young people to build the skills, confidence and resilience they have needed in order to make the most of their lives. Our thoughts are with Her Majesty the Queen and the funeral. I have written to the Queen's Private Secretary on behalf of Rochford District Council to express condolences to the Queen and all the royal family. We have received apologies for today from Councillor Mr. Hoy, Councillor Mrs. Christine Mason, Councillor Newport and Councillor Wilkinson. Councillor Wootton, can I please ask you to say a few words?
Thank you, Chairman. And I would like to echo and very much support the sentiments you have expressed, especially in respect of the devotion to duty and support to Her Majesty the Queen, which His Royal Highness Duke of Edinburgh gave over many, many years. After so many very eloquent tribute speeches, which we have heard over the past few days, as leader of Rochford District Council, there is absolutely nothing I can sensibly add today to adequately sum up honouring the extraordinary life of the Duke of Edinburgh, in a life where he achieved so much. Whilst it is a privilege to be a community representative, we as councillors know only too well being in the public eye does not come without challenge and comment at times, especially if you're a bit of a character with a sense of humour, as undoubtedly the Duke of Edinburgh was. His commitment and devotion to public service was simply amazing and beyond question, albeit that, like us, some of his comments got him into trouble from time to time. The tribute which has most struck a chord with me is from his daughter, Princess Anne. She said, "My father has been my teacher, my supporter and my critic, but mostly it is his life well lived and service freely given that I most wanted to emulate. His ability to treat every person as an individual in their own right, with their own skills, comes through all the organisations with which he was involved." In conclusion, I believe we as individuals could well heed some of those values in the way in which we lead our lives, and that we encourage people to contribute to the charities to enable the good work he started to continue. That would be the finest practical legacy and tribute we could pay to His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh. Sir, you have served this country proudly. Rest in peace. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Councillor Wootton. I shall now ask Councillor Adrian Eves, Deputy Leader of the Rochford District Residents, to say a few words. Councillor Eves.
Thank you, Chairman. There's been much written and commented on His Royal Highness Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, since his passing. A man known for his straight talking and military past, a husband of 73 years, which in itself is to be applauded in this day and age. But I want to concentrate on one extraordinary element of Prince Philip's life. My mother, who passed away only a couple of months ago, was a staunch royalist. She was known to go to London for any royal-related events, Trooping the Colour, the coronation, various commemorations and the like. She took great pride in telling us as children how she slept on the street in London on the occasion of the royal wedding all those many years ago, just to make sure she had a good spot to view the proceedings. At all these events, Prince Philip was by the Queen's side. He never upstaged the Queen, but was always there to support her. Prince Philip had a difficult childhood and one that most would have found challenging. Particularly difficult must have been over his mother with her struggles with mental illness in the Prince's early years. It is often said these days that behind every successful man is a strong woman. In the case of the Queen and Prince Philip, it could be said that this was the case, but the other way round. In many ways, that made Prince Philip an early trailblazer for men to be supporting women in powerful positions these days. Not unusual these days, but much less so when the Queen and Prince Philip were married. No one can deny the unfailing support that he had given the Queen in all their many years together, through the good and bad. Indeed, the Queen acknowledged it in her announcement soon after he passed away. Perhaps then we can learn from Prince Philip's example in our own lives. Putting others first is not a weakness, but an attribute to aspire to, which results in a higher attainment for all those around us. For being that role model, I salute the man we all knew as His Royal Highness Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. May he rest in peace.
Thank you, Councillor Eaves. Councillor Newport, leader of the Liberal Democrat Party, is unable to be with us today. His words will be spoken by Angela Hutchings, Acting Managing Director of Rochford District Council. Angela.
Thank you, Chairman. His Royal Highness Prince Philip was the embodiment of service in our country for over 80 years. He was one of the last wartime heroes, and throughout the post-war period, he championed robust individualism, a trait that occasionally got him into trouble. He had many important achievements. One very significant accomplishment which bore his name and continues undiminished to this day is the Duke of Edinburgh Award Scheme for young people. One of the local Liberal Democrat family, Daniel Earlham, was a recipient of the Duke of Edinburgh Award in his youth. His challenges were as varied as looking after an old gentleman, sports training, and a long trek over several days, camping, cooking, and orienteering. The Duke perceptively saw that these sorts of challenges would build confidence and self-esteem in young people, stretching them in many ways and equipping them for life and the many challenges it would bring. What better memorial can a man have than to provide a path to good citizenship? Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Angela Hutchings. There will now be 2 minutes silence. Thank you all, members, officers and residents, for attending today. Thank you.